Tonight on the Freedom Bench, we're gonna clean some 9mm primer pockets. Riveting.
Okay, so now that I got you all excited, let's get this brass figured out. And let's be honest, this is the worst part of reloading. Getting this stuff cleaned up, getting the primer pockets fixed up. It's not fun, but it's necessary. So one of the tools that we're going to use tonight to get these primer pockets cleaned, probably go into the tool in a little bit more depth when we get into rifle reloading. But we picked up the other day this Lyman multi-case prep tool. Got this guy online the other day for probably around $30. Added it to the order so that we could get free shipping, so that's always nice. And we're gonna check this thing out. So here's the tool, and what's actually really nice about this guy is that it comes with all kinds of different features for cleaning brass, for the inside and outside of the mouth, and then inside here, which we're going to use tonight, we got some different little attachments in here. For those of you who do a lot of 223 and 556 brass that might have a military crimp on it, I think Lake City brass, for the most part, is military, and this is actually a reamer in order to get that military crimp out of there, because what they do in the military is they crimp that primer into the pocket. That way, you know, obviously we can't be having any misfires or anything going wrong with our military ammo. So that's what this guy is for. We might actually have to use that for some of the Winchester rifle ammo we got, because I'm pretty sure they use Lake City brass. But for today, we'll get those back in there. We're actually going to use, this also comes with a primer pocket cleaner, and just like the reamer, we've got large rifle and or large and small brass. So we're going to use the small tonight since we're doing 9mm, and we're going to see how this thing works. We're also going to test my technology skills, because you're going to see every single case cleaned and that primer pocket figured out, and you're going to watch it all in real time. So let's get to cleaning. Okay, let's show you guys a couple here real quick. So we got our small pocket cleaner here, and grabbed a case that looked fairly dirty. Let's see if we can get the camera to, can see a little bit in there. I wish Dad had a light of some kind that we could get up above this bench. I don't know, we'll see. So let's clean this out and we'll see if we can tell a difference. Oh yeah. I think you can tell the difference there. All right, into the bucket. Let's do another one. Not too bad. Now it's going to end up happening, since this is the first time I've done this, I'm going to do all these cases with this tool. But I also think you can put this thing into a cordless drill. You can somehow get this in a chuck and get it in there, and you can just zap them, which would be significantly faster, obviously. But we're going to give this a try tonight and see how it goes. And I think we need to turn up, pick up the pace a little bit here, get these things done a little bit faster. So let's do it. All right, welcome back. Well, just for reference, that was about 55 minutes it took us to get all that figured out. And even though it's a pain in the butt and my hands hurt, and my fingers hurt, and my neck hurts, and my back hurts, it's worth it because it does a couple things. Number one, it gets everything cleaned up, gets the pockets cleaned up, and so we can seat primers easily. Number two, it gets hands on the brass. So I actually had hands on each piece of brass, and you can see and tell whether or not there's any deformities or any split cases or cracked cases or things like that that we need to be aware of. And then thirdly, which I didn't know that I was going to find any of these, but I had mentioned earlier that about primer crimps, and I actually found a couple here. And let's see if we can zoom in a little bit and I'll let you know what I'm seeing. So camera's not focusing there. Need that light. Let's move over here real quick. We will try and get in some light. Let's see if we can get that to focus. And I don't know if you can see it. It's not really working too well. But you can see a red tint around that primer pocket. And what that is, what I guess I've come to find out is that, I don't know if it's glue or if it's some kind of bonding, but it actually kind of bonds the primer to the case there. And I really want to get this little mark right here. Camera just not cooperating all that well. But there's a little mark. It's almost a circle right there. And what that circle is actually is a NATO mark. So this is actually a NATO round. It's got WCC on it, and that little circle, I wish the camera would focus, but that's actually a NATO mark. So then NATO obviously is military rounds, I believe, set up for NATO specs, and they're gonna have crimps on their brass, and we're gonna have to ream those out. So I'll ream them out, throw them in the pile, and they should be good to go. Here's a final shot there of a couple cases that we got completed now. Primer pocket's looking pretty good. I'm happy with it. Now we got to move on to the next stage of the process. Countdown to Bloomington is on.